All right. It says that we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of the Boozy Planner-O-Rama. We'll read, drink, and talk about planners and plan things and just have full-out shenanigans. I have to have a disclaimer, though. I am not following protocol because I'm on medication that doesn't let me drink. So I will be the sober host this time around.
That's good. It's always good for us to have at least one designated sober participant, I think.
Yeah. So that way when we come back later, it's like, hey man, you were totally crazy last time.
Someone will be there to remember all the parts. Right, exactly.
Yes.
I will not be the sober host tonight.
You should live your life to the best possible extent. All right. But speaking of that, Lisa, would you like to go ahead and start the introductions?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you're here today. Happy 2021. I'm Lisa Daly. Carrow and I started hosting this a couple of months ago, and we love it. And we switch back and forth on whose channel we host it on, so you'll have to be really sharp and put it in your planner. So over on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. And if that sounds awesome to you and you don't already know who I am, then I hope you'll stop by. Sorry, I'm a little, because as Sky and Carol already know, seconds before we were about to go on, my internet had a little blip and went out, and I was freaking out, but we're all okay. Oh, I was like, Carol, I can see your little logo in the corner of StreamYard, and I was like, what's on my wall? I've been redecorating. I just wanted you guys.
She's trying to support me, yo. No, Lisa, come Carol, back.
Right?
Okay, she's back. Okay, sorry,
awesome.
you froze.
Oh, got him. Okay, I better turn it over to Sky then. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sky. I believe my camera's lagging, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll fix it in a minute. I'm here to do planner stuff, and yeah, that's all I got right now.
If you guys didn't know, Sky had done a video recently where she showed all the planners that she had, and so I was the smart ass and left a comment. It's like, I think you need another one. Just
drowning under planners.
Mm-hmm. How many planners do you have, Sky?
7.
No. 7 planners?
7.
Do you have a master planner where you keep track of the other 7 planners?
No.
That's why she needs the 8 one.
Jobs.
So as you can tell, we're enabling here.
So, Kara, how many planners do you have?
I have technically 3. I've got my author planner, which is basically where I track all my writing stuff. And then I have my overall logistics planner. This is my day-to-day operation stuff. And then the 3rd one, which isn't technically a planner, is my wellness bullet journal thing that I have, where I basically track mood, symptoms, stuff like that. And originally I thought about including it all in this one. And then I was kind of no, I need to keep those really separate. I can't combine those. So
I see. Well, I've always worked with one planner, one big. You guys might remember my ginormous planner, but because of Carrow, who has extra plan, I know, right? Once again, you're impacting my life. You had mentioned last year something's really important. Last year, a week ago, something's really important that you give it its own planner. And I have been really frustrated with my publishing progress this year. And so I am proud to announce that I gave publishing its own beautiful publishing planner.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm super excited about it. And in that planner is only publishing stuff. Franken, babe. Tell us about that. Oh, no, we can't hear you.
She's lagging.
I muted myself so I could type because I have the clicky clacky.
Oh no. Welcome back.
So Amy dubbed this Franken babe because basically I took 3 planners, tore them apart, and put all the pages in here. And so it's been Franken babe ever since. But this is my publishing planner and my YouTube content planner, basically.
That's impressive. That's super impressive. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Carol, you didn't introduce yourself. You're acting like me now, where you just start
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, of course Hi, I'm Kara Brown. I'm an author and I'm the host of this stream. I own a company called Mad Raptor Productions that specializes in publishing fiction, which we're not open for submissions right now. And I don't know when we're going to be open because in true author fashion, the day of the last day of submissions, like 13 people submitted their manuscript. So I was like, oh, okay. I went from being like, oh man, I didn't get it, to like, holy shit.
Well, if you open a publishing company, the authors will come.
It's true.
And they did, right? You
Yep.
got a lot of submissions.
I did. And then we also did Mad Pit or Pit Mad. One of the two. I always get them mixed up. But we did that, and I got some good ones from there. And I'm reading through those manuscripts right now. So, if I didn't think I had enough to read, I definitely have a breadth of words to go through. So, but let's go ahead and say hello to the folks that are here. So we got Kat Leo writing. Hello, it's good to see you. Kat always hosts right before I do, and it always feels weird because she'll post and I'll post and I'll be like, I don't mean to overlap, but what's up? Let's see. I'm ready though. I don't have booze. Same sis, you're fine. But I do have planners. Same. Look, see, we're twinning it up already. The dawdling writer is here saying, hey, how are you? Sky is pulling double duty. I said duty. Teehee. Devin is here, so that makes it an official stream. Thank you so much for coming, Devin. MM Ward is here, December 35th, 2020. It's over yet. Don't tell me that.
We're having a clean delineation.
Yeah.
This is official. New clean planner means new clean year. That's what we're going with.
Yeah. Let's see. Spence Zakovich is here, being her wonderful avatar self. I always say I love that avatar. It's very true. Let's see. MM Ward, a lot of stuff. Had to leave a romantic birthday overnight with hubby and the youngest teen. Fought eldest, left youngest to do chores at 7 a.m. and she didn't call us for help. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully we can kind of brighten up your new 2021 with our laughs and shenanigans if you're amused by that. Kristen's here. Hello. Nice to have you.
Hi, Kristen.
Hashtag stickers and liquor. Yeah.
All right, I'll have a cheers to that. Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm drinking rum and coke today in honor of you, Carrow, because we were talking about having an official drink of the stream, and this weekend totally got away from me. But Carrow was saying that she would drink rum and coke, and I thought, well, I will have rum and coke. And so since you are not drinking this time, I will have an extra sip for you.
Yeah, that didn't happen on purpose. It was just kind of like, I don't feel very good. And then they were like, well, you have this infection, so here's some drugs. Oh, by the way, you can't drink for 10 days. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
right before the Boozy Planner-O-Rama. That's great. 2020 wanted to give me that last boot kick before I went out the door.
Well, the great thing about the Boozy Planner-O-Rama is that you do not actually need to bring booze or planners. Technically, we could, if you just wanted to hang out, we'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Drinking not required.
That's right.
Let's see, Kristen Hall. I have my happy planner and stickers ready. Oh,
yay!
Just to warn you guys, this isn't like a productivity sprint where I'm like, okay, so we're gonna work on our planners for 20. No, we literally gab for 2 hours, so you're gonna have to work and listen to us at the same time. You've been warned. Let's see, Stacy's here. Hello, it's good to see you. Erin is here. Hello, lovely ladies. Hello to you, Erin. Thank you so much.
Hi, Erin.
Oh, look at this, Kristen. I am now subscribed to Sky and Lisa. Yeah.
Thanks, Kristen.
And that's also good because, hey, I think we forgot to do our celebration for Lisa, which was she hit 1K subs.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very excited because even though I try not to make, this is one of my things with goals, I try not to make any goals for things that I do not have any control over. And the number of YouTube subscribers that you have no control over that. All you can do is just put out good content and hope that the people arrive. But I really, even though I don't like to make those kind of goals, I really wanted to hit 1,000 before the end of the year. And we hit it on the 30th during our live stream, which made it extra awesome. So thank you for the love.
She was super happy about it. It was like, yeah.
That's very excited. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you would send me a note saying that you were sorry that you didn't come to my stream the other day. There's nothing to be sorry about. I was hungover AF the entire time. People were trying to talk to me, and I'm like, man, these words, they're hard to use.
I have taken, I said like, well, I'm taking December off, and I've been really slacky about checking social media intentionally over the weekend. And so I saw it, I was like, oh no, I missed Carrow's stream. But I didn't check anything. I literally went days. So
You know what? That's totally okay, because sometimes you really do need that internet detox.
I really did.
Let's see. Marty is here. Hello, Marty. Hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for coming to join us. Let's see. Spence, I think I'm going to be working on a video and content planning during the stream, and maybe take a shower because I'm supposed to film tomorrow. You could, girlfriend, you live your best life right now. You do whatever you want to do.
That's right.
Franken baby, I love it. She loves it too. Oh my goodness, StreamYard jumped, and there's so many comments. Okay. Let's see. Moore, I decided to keep my stroke symptom tracker planner and my Clever Fox writing planner separate. I just couldn't figure out how to make the symptom tracker work in Clever Fox format. I feel that too. What I ended up getting is like, it's called the Kobanichi Weeks. It's like a really thin planner. It's in the other room. I'm not going to get up and get it right now. But basically, I use that to track like my anxiety symptoms and then like my mood stuff too. Because one thing, so we all know that like 2020 like really sucked balls, like emotionally and mentally, right? And I really feel like if I had been a bit more on top of like my feels, which sounds very strange for me to say, if I'd been more on top of it, I would have like seen some warning signs before. Like at one point I was like, I'm out. And then I like left for a whole month, and then people were like, where did you go? It's like, don't talk to me.
We're like, Carrow, come back. We'll be better. We miss you.
Yeah. Master Sango is here. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. Evan Ward, Mad Raptor, rawr. Okay, I'm done. Maya is here. Hello, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Adega's here. Hello, Adega. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us too. Let's see, Kat. To be exact, I'm attempting to see if I can design a planner today. I'm enjoying, though I'm using InDesign and it doesn't like me sometimes. That's really the program that you kind of have to use for that, or you have to like figure something out in Photoshop. I may have looked into this and then decided it was too much work for me at the time. So, just,
I may have made me a time tracker in InDesign recently.
Oh yeah? How'd that go?
Yeah. Not good. Good.
It took me a lot longer than I thought it would because I had forgotten how much InDesign and I don't get along sometimes.
Do you guys ever use Pages, which is the Apple design program? It's not quite as fancy as InDesign, but it does a lot of really amazing things.
I'm checking myself to see if I have money because Apple's like hell expensive.
It's old. It won't have that even if I did have it.
All right.
I was thinking about getting Apple, but like not probably. That's a 2022 goal. Just saying. Alexa, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I need all the shenanigans I can get. We got them. We got them. Kristen got Kahlua, though. That's a better shenanigan.
Nice. Very nice.
Cecile, in honor of Awesome Matter After Productions, a dino joke. Who does a dinosaur call when he's being robbed by Triceratops?
I love you, Theo Sammy. That was awesome.
That's wonderful. If you guys haven't gone and actually checked out the submission form, the way I keep the bots out is for you to fill out the submission form. You have to give me one dad joke.
I love that, Carrow. I love it.
Yeah. Let's see, Aaron. I have Bailey's and coffee with my stickers, planners, and markers. Fantastic. Lisa, 1K queen. Woo!
Thank you.
For Carrow's distracting pleasure. What? I can't highlight this right now. Theo.
Taco and dinosaur stickers? What?
I literally left the stream so I could go click on the link. Oh my god, these are amazing. Okay, I'm holding on to that. Okay.
Theo Savvy for the win once again.
Theo's my hero, man. JC, hello everyone. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Let's see. I'm planning to do. I have planning. I'm not even drinking. Somebody sent help.
I can read because I've only had just the one sip. Jason was planning to do because tomorrow I said I was going to officially start acting like a real creative again. JC, you and I are twinsies because I too am going to officially start acting like a real creative again beginning tomorrow.
guys are
right
so
here in the planner, so it's happening.
You guys are so freaking hard on yourselves. You are creative. There's no real stop doing this to your listen to me.
Sorry.
Stop doing this to yourself. Okay.
JC and I are going to be
Carrow,
we're going to be acting. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I'm going to be a real creative tomorrow, Carrow. Actually, the next day, because my anniversary is tomorrow, so I'm not allowed to work.
JC and I are going to be acting like writers who like to eat starting tomorrow. I think that's what we mean.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Oh, hey, Tamara. Hello. Coming to ring the like button or the like bell. Y'all tested me today. Just coming to ring the like bell. No planning at the moment. Cool. Oh my goodness. Words are so hard, and I don't even know why. Southworth is here. My planners are lost in the mail.
The tragedy.
What's happening?
You know what's great about this is we always talk, right? It's okay. We always talk about how we're sort of strategizing as we're doing our planning. And so one thing that'll be good for you is you can really think about how you want to approach your planning this year. But we're very glad you're hanging out.
That is a good plan. Yes. Good strategy to move forward with. But I will send thoughts and prayers towards your stuff in the mail and hope that gets to you in time. CEO Seriousness is here. Hello, CEO Seriousness. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I think I've actually caught up to the comments. Fantastic. Okay, cool.
Woohoo!
Those are always the first fun, chaotic 15 minutes of any stream that we have here.
So are you using the same kind of planner you normally do, or have you switched planners for 2021?
So I switched planners because before I was using a bullet journal and I was drawing everything out. And then one of the things that so I mentioned this before we went live, but I was like, 2020 has been like the year of me trying to figure my shit out, so to speak. So trying to figure out what systems worked for me, what didn't work, why not. Like for a long time, I was very digital. And then I had an internet gremlin infestation in my house where I couldn't access any of my digital stuff for almost an entire month. It was the most frustrating time ever. So I decided I had to go paper, and I made a system. And then I realized I was spending more time setting up my system than actually using it. So I found this Hobonichi cousin, which is very widely enjoyed. I have a whole video on this if you guys want to take a look at how I have it set up. I've got this Hobonichi cousin with the sticker that I drew on the cover because I didn't want to see Hobonichi on the front.
Let's make it that big so we can all see that. That's pretty cool. Can I see it bigger, please?
I like when my co-host is like, I want to see it. Carrow, show the people what they want, Carrow.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, so when I was actually with 8 Little Pages and we were talking about cover concepts, I literally doodled this up and I was like, let's do this, right? Like make it look something like this and it'll be perfect, right? Of course, like that didn't pan out. Long story short, we're not together anymore. It's them, not me.
It is them, not you.
But the Hobonichi actually had everything in it set up the way that I would have set it up in my actual bullet journal. So I was like, well, I'll just save myself like 2 hours a week on setting this stuff up and just use this thing. The one thing that I had a big frustrating time with, and you guys in the comments can let me know if you go through something similar, is that the Hobonichi cousin comes with like three months of extra calendars. And I was looking at these for like the longest time going, what am I going to do with these?
3 extra months, isn't that to plan into the future as far as?
But this is me we're talking about. So you know I'm already going to have ordered the next book by then.
I know, but some people aren't as organized as you are, so that it's for them. You can use it for something else, though. And I think I'm going to order far enough ahead with a planner, but then I realize, maybe October, November, there are things that you need to start putting on the calendar or on the planner in January. So
yeah. Maybe
you'll use it, maybe not.
Maybe. Well, because I know that Hobonichi comes out with the new edition like 2 months in advance. So I don't know. I'll try to be flexible, or at least as flexible as I can. We'll see how that goes. And then Mort has asked me a request of show the Acorn. So I actually have 2 acorns. One I sent to people, but so my year 2021 is called Year of the Acorn because I'm trying to sow my seeds for the future. So 2020 was like me fertilizing the soil. So now I'm actually trying to plant things that will come hopefully to some beneficial yield in future years.
Yes.
And then I mailed everybody a whole bunch of acorns in my Christmas cards. I was like, It's like, you're all gonna plant fucking seeds with me, okay?
We are. I know. I love that. I thought that was like so incredible and wonderful.
It was super cute.
I tried. Well, and part of the thing that happened is when I got the cards, I didn't know that they were the cards that you're supposed to put like gift cards into, and I was like, if I send this with nothing in it, you're gonna know. But I didn't pay attention.
Honestly, if you had sent it to me that way, I would have just blamed my mail people because it never fails. Every Christmas, there's at least one Christmas card that's open when it gets to me, and yours was one of them.
Really?
It was open when it came to me.
I even glued that thing closed. Oh man.
Do you live in a very humid and steamy environment? I mean,
no, it was ripped open.
You're
it's my mail carrier. I've complained about them every year for the past couple of years, and it's my mail carrier. There's someone that's working for them that's opening people's letters and cards.
Scumbag. Let's see. So, Kristen Hall, I have 2 major teaching content exams this month. One requires by the state. Is that like your NES test that you're taking? I'm just nosy. All right, moving on.
Former teacher.
I may have done that and hated it. Like when I took the NES test, like the first time, I don't have like bad test anxiety, but you always have like that moment of like, if I don't pass this test, like the whole world will explode around me. Like that thought always enters your brain, even if you're the best test taker. So anyway, so I was in there and I was having like that kind of quick panic moment. I was like, okay, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to calm down. And while I was doing that, somebody who's taking a different test behind me just started crying. I was like, okay, well, you know what? At least I'm not that stage. That's my baseline.
Right. At least I'm not crying.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's how I'm approaching 2021. At least I'm not crying. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you started in new planners this year. What about you, Sky?
I use a bunch of different planners. They're all different kinds.
The Franken planner.
It's actually just a bunch of worksheets and calendars that I printed off and put in there. Last year it was the Clever Fox planner, but this year it's just a bunch of worksheets and calendars.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So I normally have this giant calendar that you guys have all seen, which is like this endless calendar that I love. And this year I was looking for, I always like to work with, like, just for notes and things, I always like to work with like a really nice big spiral bound, like a heavy coil bound notebook. But I'd like them to be like 8.5 by 11 or 7 by 9, like pretty good size, not just like little teeny ones.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I would get these at like a bookstore or so sweet. I'd get those at a bookstore or just out being in the world, but I have not been out and in the world or in a bookstore for like a year. And so I could not find any online except at the Erin Condren online store. And I don't know if you guys have seen their notebooks. They're beautiful, but they're also crazy expensive. And so I was like, oh, I really want these, but I'm not paying that, like that. And but then they had this big sale, and so I just went batty, and I got the planner, and I got a bunch of notebooks, like this one. Hold on. Wait. Giant. This big one, and then this pretty one, right? So I did get things all set up. So this is the first time in a long time that I've had like a planner other than my giant planner. And I'm kind of loving it. It's got like a bunch of different little sections. It's got like a lot of spots to put specific goals for the year, for the month, etc., to-do lists and all that. But it's not too much. And I like the calendar is in a vertical format, which actually works out really well for me because each day is sort of sectioned into 3 parts. And I love it. Hi, Mr. Brown. Thanks for the
hi. Hey. There you go. See, he's not in Canada, guys.
So yeah, I'm excited about it.
I just wanted to so Kristen, I don't know if you've checked out Quizlet, but Quizlet has a bunch of the questions that may be on the exam on there, but I use that for my study tool. So there's that, and then Khan Academy. So that's pretty much how I studied, except for the I had to take the high school NES science test because I was teaching that, and that's a whole different ballgame. I went and just got a private tutor session for that because I don't know if you guys know, but in order for you to teach at one grade level, you have to learn like the grade level above it. So for me to teach high school, I had to learn college level.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and all that information is kind of like in the back of like my brain, and it kind of like it's really useful like on trivia and like Jeopardy, where they're kind of like, what happens when the sun hits water, like refraction, you know? So
That's great.
yeah, so that's what I did. Those were my two big things. They tried like I think there's like it's called Moo something. There's that group, and you can buy like that for like a month. And what's really going to get you on those NES tests though is like the essays but the thing about it is like they tell you all the question, like all the essay prompts on there. So what they want you to do is basically go prep ahead of time. I think you've done these already, so I don't know why I'm telling you things that you already know. I'm done. So, hey, where's my popcorn? I don't know. Where is your popcorn? That sounds like a personal problem. See, Aaron, I'm using Commit 30. The format is fairly simple. Nice.
Ooh, cool.
In seriousness, I went planner shopping several times. Needless to say, I now have 4.
You and Sky should go shopping together.
No,
That's good.
no, I don't need any more. I don't need any more.
Ooh.
You sure? I bet I could send you one.
No! All I could picture every time when I saw that comment, all I could picture was me going like this and screaming as planners fall on top of me.
Does that sound like a nightmare or like an awesome dream?
Both?
That's like one of those where you're like, I don't want to wake up. I need 15 more minutes. Peter and I are rolling around in the planners.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I know when I got this one, I actually had to talk to Mr. Brown about it because the thing about the Hobonichi is that it's not cheap. When I say it's not cheap, the planner itself, I'm not gonna lie, the planner itself is like $30 to $50 depending on what vendor you get it. But what makes it expensive is the fact that it's got shipped from Japan, and they make you pay for that. Ooh. So when I bought this, I had kind of like made eyes at my spouse, and I was kind of like, hey, giver of popcorn, can you be the giver of an expensive planner too? And the agreement is that I just basically stick with this planner for the entire year. And I was like, I think I can pull that off. I really do.
You can manage that. Mm-hmm. If anybody can stick to stuff, it's you.
I don't know. I've switched planners like 5 times this year because, like I said, 2020 was like, what works for me? I don't know.
That was it. Well, because all this stuff, at least for me, everything that used to work for me did not work for me anymore. I have always been a write down your goal and make it happen kind of a person. And I got almost nothing accomplished that I like as far as big projects in 2020. So I just had to really think about like, what am I doing that's like, if everything stays the same as it is right now. Aw, hi, buddy.
This isn't real love. It's not. He's like, there's popcorn in the room.
There's popcorn in the room. But I just kept thinking, if everything stays the way it is, how do I move forward with my life and my publishing plans, even if nothing else gets better for a while? Mm-hmm. Right. Ooh, MM Ward has a fantastic, check the comment. Yes, that chaotic, beloved abundance is better than bland, minimalist perfection.
Yeah. I would drink to that, but I've got nothing. Guys, drink for me.
I'll drink for that.
Cheers. You punk RC.
Butter or something, don't you, Carrow?
RC. I have 4 planners that I will never use. Challenge accepted. What was your question, Sky?
I said, don't you have like water or something to drink right now?
I got this bottle of water.
Something to drink. You do.
It's almost empty though.
Oh, there's that.
I know. First world problems. I don't have enough water.
In my bottle.
See, I'm trying to finish off the wine that my husband brought for New Year's because we always have a glass of wine at on New Year's, and he purchased. Let's see if I can turn this so I can actually be seen. Black River from Dublin. This is like cheap wine that's made in North Carolina. So this bottle was like $10, but no one but me liked it. So now I'm stuck being the one to have to finish it off.
Oh.
I went to when I went to go see my dad. The first day there, hold on. So I already don't drink a lot this year. Sorry, I'm trying not to die on the stream now. I already don't drink a lot, but of course, like in my family, whenever we get together, like drinking's kind of a mandatory thing. And so I braced myself for that. But the day that we got off the plane, I had two ciders. I had, there's this thing. It's called peanut butter whiskey. Have you guys tried it?
No.
That sounds amazing.
Oh my God, it is amazing. That shit fucked me up. So I had that, and then I also had, I guess it's called apple with. So I had peanut butter whiskey, and then I had apple whiskey, and I don't know how I made it down the stairs into the guest bedroom, but I managed to do it and not fall and die in the process. And then I woke up the next morning, and we were all hungover, except my husband, who was just kind of like, "Are you guys okay?" It's like, this is the tradition. We drink, and then we just kind of lay around in the living room like lions, waiting for like prey.
or taco delivery.
That too. Are those what pens do you got there?
Oh, they're just pens that I bought off Amazon, and they're I have no idea. They're Chinese pens, but I like the thickness of them. They work really well. I think that the company name was something like I Buy 'em, which I thought was like IBAYAM, which I think is pretty much just like a jokey way of saying buy these pens. But I like the colors. They last for a really long time. They are really consistent. They don't go through. Ooh, can I say something else about this? I think we talked about this before. Robert was talking about how Story Detective was talking about how in his planner, the paper was kind of thin, and he was trying to figure out like how to write on it without it bleeding through. And this is one of the things that I love about my big planner, because I use this really thick paper that's practically cardstock. It's so nice and thick. And I got my little Erin Condren planner, and lo and behold, the paper quality is insane. It is worth the cash, I will tell you that.
Man, I'll tell you what, that high paper quality. You always know that you're talking to people who write, because we'll pick up some paper and be like, oh man, that texture, like, oh, this is thick too. Like, whoa.
Right. Like, ooh, that's good paper quality. I know. Mm-hmm. Hashtag nerds. All right.
I was going to tell you, I have those pens, Lisa. They're Japanese.
Are they Japanese? Okay. Mm-hmm. Look at where I'm keeping them. Can you read this? Wait, hold on. This is my emotion.
I love it.
That's great. I love M-dashes too.
Yeah, it's my favorite punch.
M-dashes so much.
So Maya's asking, or Maya? I'm saying it right.
I think it's Maya.
Maya. Okay. Well, it wouldn't be a Carrow Brand stream if I didn't butcher somebody's name with love. So I really like you if I mess up your name. Mm-hmm. So if you can just define what you mean by how do you feel that planners help with anxiety? Okay, actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get up real quick, and then I'll show you guys mine real quick. Quick.
Are we talk? Okay. Is this a long departure?
I don't know. I was going to speak of paper quality actually. So one of my planners is a bullet journal. This is the one I use to like track like daily reflections. I don't bullet journal like most people do. Mm-hmm. And it's the first time I got one of these with the thicker paper, and this is 160 GSM, and it's thick. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I write really heavy, so that's amazing.
It really makes such a difference when the paper quality is really good. I mean, for me, it does. I'm just a paper snob. I love like a nice, heavy, substantial paper. All right, Carrow. We weren't sure. We just went back to paper since we weren't sure if you were gone for a second or a minute or a week.
Oh, well, there's not much for me to navigate through this house with. It's like right there on the table and past the mountain of boxes in my living room. Mm-hmm. So this is the Hobonichi weeks that I was talking about earlier. And I did that little doodle on the front because, again, acorns. So I feel like planners can help you with anxiety because you can use them for tracking. You can also use them for like recording your feelings, your gratitudes and stuff like that. So just to give you guys an example of how I'm using mine, this is a blank month because I don't need you guys to see my symptoms too much. But so on this one, on the monthly, this is where I do my gratitude. So I always think about something that I was grateful for in the day. So probably after I get done with the stream, I'll be like, I'm grateful I got to stream with some really awesome people today because I got to stream in Zara's stream this morning. And then I'm here with these lovely ladies too. So that's always a big benefit for me. And then what I have here on the side, and this took me a little bit to figure out because when we think about symptoms, I think it's really easy for like, I don't want to say typical people, but when we think about symptoms for like emotional distress and stuff like that, we'll think about things like I'm sad. And I'm like, well, what does I'm sad look like? You know, things like that. So you have to kind of understand yourself a little bit to track that. So for my physical symptoms, some of the things that I track is actually my CTS, because my CTS isn't always triggered by typing. It's actually triggered by my stress because it is a stress disorder too. So I track my stress so I track my CTS symptoms. I track if I have panic attacks, if I'm tired, if I have insomnia, poor appetite. And then the big thing that I had to add on here, and I don't know why I didn't think about first, is that part of what I do for my stress is I actually yank out my eyebrows. Like these aren't real, these are fake. So that's a thing that I do. So, and what I did notice is that in the first month of me doing that, is that because I was tracking how often I did it, it made me do it less. So there was that.
That's good.
Yeah, so you have to be kind of honest with yourself about it. And then for the actual days itself, this is kind of what it looks like. And this is where I just journal at. And it's really small space, so I don't have a lot on here to kind of work with. But I do one for the morning and one in the night. So it's like my morning check-in, like how did I sleep? Did I sleep okay? Why didn't I sleep okay? You know, how am I feeling about my day? And then the other one's kind of like, how did my day go? You know, stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I will say if you are not tracking symptoms and you want to just track your daily gratitude, you can do that in your planner if you want. But also there's something that that I love that I started about 6 years ago, which is a gratitude. It's a one sentence gratitude journal. Basically, it's a 5-year diary, and you just every day write down one sentence about something that made you happy, or something that you enjoyed, or something you're proud of. And what's great is at the end, it takes 5 years to get through the thing, and it's by it's a diary that goes along with Gretchen Ruby's book on happiness, which I could look up and put in the link. And it's really cool. And my mom and I had started doing them at the same time. She was really consistent with it and did it almost every day. And I have chunks of time where I was not doing it. But the great thing about it is it's not dated. So if you miss July 3rd, you can always go back the next year and do it.
Yeah. Let's see. And then Kristen says, I have clinical anxiety, saying we're just twinning all over the place today. Planners help me break stuff into chunks, making them see easier. Yeah. So it is easier to find patterns. And one thing that you can do with this is if you do have like a diagnosis and you have to go and do like a checkup, you can actually bring this and be like, this is the data that I have self-collected about XYZ. And your doctor and your psych are going to freaking love that, because they're already going to give you like some paper to like track the stuff anyway. So if you just do it ahead of time,
right,
just makes it easier. So there's that, all the good stuff. Let's see. And then we're talking about breaking stuff into chunks, like big projects and stuff like that too. So for example, breaking down the process of assignments and stuff, they're saying this is due today. Yeah, that's a big thing. For the people that I do freelance for, like one guy was just kind of like, well, I want to launch a game. And I was like, that takes a lot of steps. Like let's just start at the beginning.
Right. Well, that's it, right? When you have a really big project, it can seem really overwhelming. And that was actually one of the strategies that I've used this year, that I am going to be using this year, because generally what I would say I would write down is, okay, I want to write this book, this project and this project. I want to do these 2 books, or I want to do this book. And that's what I did last year, but it was this massive kind of overwhelming thing that was hanging over me for the whole year. And I ended up not finishing it, which was like the first time that I've had that much time and was not able to finish a book. So this year I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I have the first 5 chapters really done and tight by February 14th. So I have really specific word count goals every day. I have my big goal for this upcoming week is that I just want to write every day for 5 days. And I have small goals this week and slightly bigger goals next week. But I also have notes in my planner to check and like see, okay, is this working? Is this working? Because I went too far last year trying to get back on the way things normally work well for me when they weren't. Like still, I kept doing things over and over again that were not effective for me in 2020 life. And it doesn't matter if they've been effective for you in every other year of your life. If it's not working now, you got to, make some changes.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, we as individuals are changing and evolving all the time. Like, one of the other things that I have in here is a habit tracker too. And my habit tracker actually changes. So I'm going to plug Canva real quick, because Canva is a wonderful tool that I thoroughly love using. And one of the things that you can do is you can make bookmarks in there, right? So I made these bookmarks, and one is actually, it's called so this is my self-care bookmark. That. Yeah, so this is, so you can't, I'm not going to hold it up too big, but like for self-care for mine, like clean your space, sit in silence, journal, unplug, read for your body, go for a walk, deep breaths, laugh, So I have that on there for me to so when I open this thing up, it will see it. And I was like, maybe I should take a moment to do these things. These are all super, really quick, easy things to do too.
That's great.
Yeah, so I made that one. And then because I do tarot cards all the time, I made like a reference bookmark. So I've got one for my daily six card draw that I do every week. And then I have one for the dailies, and then all the other 3 ones that go on there. So
you are just full of tips and tricks, girlfriend.
I just like to organize to procrastination. That's what I like to do. But anyway, so the habit tracker, which is where I was getting to before I got distracted, is kind of, no, it's my fault. I did it. So basically, these are habits that I want to track, but it's one of those things where you have to kind of pay attention to it. So like, for example, like on this habit tracker, which I'm not going to zoom in on too much, one of the things that you'll notice is that right here, suddenly like this entire section goes blank, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't carry those habits over. I was like, I stopped doing them. I was clearly not motivated to keep doing them, and I couldn't fit them into my daily schedule at all, so I just dropped it. But one of the things I like about doing it this way is that, so for all the things that I'm trying to track on this side right here, I can collate them on the top. If you guys couldn't tell, all I want to do is just data track my life. Okay, so I track my sleep, my exercise, and my mood, and I see if any of these things actually affect any of this, right? And then the scribbles that you guys see on the top, this is my one sentence about what happened in the day, because what I found with the previous habit tracker that I had, where it was set up like this, is that I couldn't remember what happened that day. So like when my mood took a dive, I was like, what happened? Like, why did my mood die? Like I did everything on the habit tracker, and then I have to so that's what the one sentence on the top is for. So for example, like here on the 18th, I only got 3 hours of sleep. Why did I only get 3 hours of sleep? Well, I got on a plane and I couldn't sleep the day before. Just little tiny things.
So. I do that with my writing, actually, that I'll track what I was listening to, now I'm always here, but where I was, whether or not I ate like decent food or whether I was eating crap, as I tend to do at the end of a book on deadline. And if I'm listening to music or ocean sounds, something like that. So, and that was a really good way for me to find, that has always been a really good way for me to figure out like where I'm most effective with my writing. And that's another thing I felt, because I had done that for a long time and really sort of had my writing schedule and process down. That was something that I had abandoned before 2020. And yet I really needed it last year because I was not writing effectively. And what I needed to do was figure out how I'm most effective in my house, in my office, out on the lanai, etc. Yeah. Spence and I do this the same exact way. She has a really good comment.
I break my projects down backwards. This is the end thing I want this to be. Okay, so what I have to do to get to that? Yep. That's exactly what we have to do. And then what do I have to do today? Yeah, so that's breaking it down into like, I like the 12-week system. It doesn't go for everybody, but I like to break down things that I need. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff can get done in 12 weeks, maybe not writing a book, but I feel like you can maybe write part of the book. Like you can write Act 1 in 12 weeks, if that makes any sense.
Right, right.
Yeah, so I like to work in 12-week systems. It just makes my life easier. Emin Ward says that she uses hers to help track her symptom tracker and takes it to the neurologist. Yep, there you go. Let's see, Southworth. Are you going to be doing more tarot videos? The answer is I want to, and I can't give you a definite, confident answer on that because I'm about to move. And excuse you, dogs. I'm about to move across country, and I don't know if I'm going to have a recording space. I don't know what my internet usage is going to look like. I don't like. There's a big bunch of unknowns. And then the other thing is I do have to find some kind of job that does also provide healthcare. So that's one of the fun things that they don't really talk to you about in authordom, that they don't provide you with healthcare unless you go and do a bunch of arbitrary things. So when I figured that out in my life, tell me. I saw it.
You can, I'll send you links, but some of the writers guilds do offer health insurance, and you can, I think Novelist Inc. does health insurance, and I think Authors Guild does health insurance. As long as you're a published author, which of course you are, so and a member, you can get health insurance for actually a not unreasonable price. So I will send you a link to that. You can check that out.
Okay. I'll make sure I do that then.
I think if you're also part of the Sci-Fi and Fantasy Writers Association, I think they also do health insurance too, but don't quote me on that. I'm not positive.
Yeah, there are a number. I think RWA has a health insurance option. There, like several of the bigger writers organizations have that as an option, and some of them are more expensive to join, just to join the organization. But some of them are. But even some of the smaller ones have that as an option.
I also need to get a job to pay for my publishing company.
Right.
Editors aren't cheap. Okay.
No. There is that. There is
book designers aren't cheap. Looks at Sky. No regret though, sis. No regret. I may have hired Sky to design the books for my company because I was like, hey, friend with the skill set that I need.
Hey, friend.
Let's see. Theo Southworth says she has a live stream coming up with Zara Hoffman, Trees and Terror. Oh, yeah. Because we did the group one today. That's the one I did this morning. And I have one coming up. I keep saying Tuesday. I don't know what day it is, but it's coming up. I think it's
6th, right?
Yeah, that's
on a Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. Because I'm going to stream that, and then I'm going to rush over to Lisa's stream and be like, I'm here.
Right. That should be easy. No problem. Right?
Yeah. So Morgan's here. Hey, Morgan. Hope you're doing well, sis. Always good to see you. I would like to see Drunk Book Review come back. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. After falling off my stool for the 50 Shades of Grey, I think I need a retreat. By the way, that was the first video my aunt saw, which you heard I had a YouTube channel, and I was like,
not the one to start with, huh?
I was like, I got a lot of content on there, Auntie. Why'd you go straight to that one? She's like, well, I've heard some things about this book, and I was curious what your take is on it. And I was like, well, what did you walk away from? She's like, well, you don't have a good impression of the book at all. It's like, no, I don't. And she's like, but you falling off that stool was fucking funny. And I was like, thanks.
That's hilarious.
I thought about not including it, but I was like, I'm a flawed individual. Let me just show it to everyone. Look, I make mistakes. Let's see. If one more person assumes I edit for free, I will scream. Editing is not.
No.
Don't get me started. And good editors are really hard to I don't want to say good editors are hard to find, but good editors that you click with, those are hard to find.
Good editors that you click with and can afford. I love my editor. I love her. She is amazing. And right now I can't afford her.
It's just what happens. Let's see. Miss Barbara is here. Hello, Miss Barbara. I hope you are doing well. Miss Barbara has actually completed her trilogy.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah, I believe she just released a collection of all three, honestly, actually.
Oh.
I think she did too. I think that if she has a link to that, she can throw it in the comments section.
Oh,
Please
that's
and thank
a great
you.
idea.
Testing gravity makes life interesting. It does, especially when your equilibrium is already kind of questionable.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
50 Shades of hits the floor. Yep, that's how it happened to me. It was right over there too, because I was remembering, like, I had my, I was thinking, and I know when I saw the camera in my brain, I was like, I have drank too much and that fall off. That's literally what I remember looking at in that camera. So, yeah, so.
That is funny.
Yeah, I am here for you guys to have a good chuckle at my expense. Oh, I got a message. Yay, cool. Oh, man. So I did something a little different this year than I did in past years. So I always tell folks, like, don't buy your covers in advance, and then I do it, right? Because I just do as I say, not as I do, right? But what I did was, but I actually went and I got, like, some of the covers done at Walmart on, like, their photo paper.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And I'm going to put them in this planner as, like, my little motivators. So I have another one in here, but that book's not ready yet, so.
You can also put them up on Goodreads so that you can start getting people sort of excited about the books that are coming.
That's so smart. Look at you. It's like you're a marketing specialist or something, Lisa.
Well, I know a couple things. Just a couple things. So yeah, exciting. Goodreads is actually one of my. We should talk about that. Like, aside from writing books, what are some of your publishing related goals or priorities this year?
Oh man. Okay. Cool. Whoa. So I want to publish this book. This is the book that I work on, like, every morning, pretty much.
I'm so excited about that.
I know.
Look at that.
I know. You're gonna be like, make it bigger. You're like, make it bigger.
Make it bigger. Yeah. And put that bad boy up on Goodreads. Yeah.
Okay. Can I do it after I move? Let me do it after I move, because I know.
Fine.
Well, because I have to finish fleshing it out, like, because the one. So I actually had Sky look at it, and Sky was like there, and she was kind of like, "Why are the keywords the same for all the cards?" I was like, "Because they're the same." Okay.
She was. I was like, I was so confused. I thought it was me. I was like, did I just do something wrong? Am I just that much of an idiot about these cards? And I'm like, I know I'm still learning, but I didn't think they were supposed to be the exact same.
No, so what I did was in Scrivener, I used a template, and I just took the template from one that was fleshed out. I was like, we're going to use this one. I was like, it's got keywords in there. I'll fix it later. And then I didn't fix it later. And then Sky was just kind of like, you need to fix it. So what I do is in my morning readings every morning so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use my book that I wrote as my guide, right? So that way, if I'm like, no, that's not what that means, or I need to add this in, or this isn't the format that I want it to be, I can, like, change it in, like, the practical sense. So pretty much when I come across the card and, like, that's not the keyword, I go and find all the keywords and I type them in there now.
Very nice. Yeah. Very, very nice.
So I want to get that book published. I want to get Fine Print, which is this is like my paranormal romance about a demon from hell that can't capture her first soul. So
I have a sticker on my thumb as I'm like, love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I like it. I like it a lot. And I actually got the developmental edit back, and I had Chelsea from Written and Melon, like, go and, like, in there and, like, tear it apart. And she was so thorough. I was like, oh,
that's good. That's really good.
She was wonderfully thorough. So she was like, at one point, she kind of pointed out some stuff that I hadn't thought about. She was like, so they're like, this chick's been in hell for, like, all this time, and, like, she's getting, like, on the bus for the first time. And it's like, I was never on the bus until I was 25, and I didn't know what to do. And she just kind of gets on. And I was like, oh, that is a really good point. Maybe
that
I should,
is a good point.
Yeah. So I went in there, and there's, like, some other stuff where part of, like, what she does, she's got, like, this capture soul handbook. And so every time she's like, I need to figure out how to do this, so she goes to the handbook. So there's, like, one part I wrote in there for getting on the bus, and it's like, step 1, steal money from mortals. Step 2, find bus stop.
Okay.
Love that.
Yep, you are in good hands, Camille. She's great. She's so good.
Nice.
And then she was like, "Do you want to talk about any of the edits?" And I was like, "No, these are pretty easy to follow. I'm good." And then she was like, "This character right here, you need to have him in there more." And I was like, "That's pretty easy to do. It's super easy." Let's see. Miss Barbara, I'm here for the booze. I don't have any, but they do. You guys want to have a drink for Miss Barbara?
Cheers to Miss Barbara. Mm-hmm. That's stronger than that's a little stronger than I intended.
Oh my.
I finished my bottle, so once this is gone, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So those are mine. What about you guys?
Sky, you want to go next?
Wait to deflect, Lisa. Wow.
I'll go. Look, baby. Look at me. No. I'm all
look at you. You got plans.
I know. This is what I spent my December doing. I will talk now. I just thought I would be nice and give Sky the opportunity instead of just gabbing away like I normally do. But if you'd like me to gab, I'm happy to.
I mean, I was noting a comment that K&E Southworth said earlier about the fact that Sky was hiding. Sky was hiding earlier when Carrow mentioned buying covers ahead of time because Sky may have 20 plus covers she's written stories for.
What?
Just saying.
20 covers?
20 covers. I have
it's like you could put them in your background and use them as marketing.
I could, couldn't I?
You could. You totally could.
I mean, normally I would have like my camera pointed towards this very vague and empty wall, but there's nothing there. So now you guys get to look at my equally nothing there bookshelf. And I have to peel these eyes off later.
You have reasons for moving.
I love the eyeballs. I will say that I love what I've done with the place here. As you can see, I put Carrow's logo up. Right there. I like it, right? Like I've got it next to my book. You can see my book cover, and then that's my comfy chair. And I always feel like Carrow is sprinkling down her wisdom on me as I'm writing in my big chair.
Oh my goodness. You're so funny.
Okay, so Sky has 20 covers. Is it your goal this year to use any of those 20 covers? Or you just save them for later?
I would like to use at least 6 of them. The goal is to have at least 6 of those books. They're already written. I'm just in the rewriting and editing phase of all 6. No, 4 of the 6. And if I can get those done, I'll be happy. I would like to get more. But.
Whew. Okay. So you're going to be rapid releasing this year, maybe. Probably.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
That system worked really well for some folks.
I couldn't do so. I had 2 books come out 1 year with traditional publishing. 2 books come out 11 months apart, and that happened to be the year. It was I had my first novel, 15 Minutes of Shame, was published, and I did like this big 28 city tour, and I feel like it took me like a year to recover just from having those 2 books come out 11 months apart. So I cannot fathom, as much as I like completely admire, respect, and am completely in awe of anybody who can rapid release. I just can't even. But I like had like a nuclear meltdown trying to get 2 books out in 11 months.
Well, I think it's just because. Well, I mean, like everybody's kind of wired a little differently too. I think for me, I would like have a freak out just because it wouldn't be just writing and crafting the book; it would also be marketing it as well. So like when I like my first book when it came out, like that was the most stressful like 8 weeks of my life. Like at one point, it was just kind of like, you look really stressed. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. Everything's okay. Can you buy my book? Hi, how are you doing today? I have a book coming out. Hi.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that was it. Like 15 Minutes was my first novel. It was my second book, but it was my first novel. And I followed it up with another dating advice book. And so there was a ton of pressure on me for that from the publisher. 2 different publishers with 2 completely different deadlines. So I was literally trying to, like, on tour for one, trying to finish the other one in hotel rooms, and it was like chaotic and insane. But I admire anybody who can do that. And we had, when I think on my stream a while back, we had We talked to Jewel Allen, who is like the queen of rapid release. And she's like she's on her little treadmill and she's typing out her books. And I don't know, she's releasing like 700 books.
She took house breaks. So where we do like writing sprints, she writes all day and does like house like sprints. So she goes and like cleans the bathroom for 15 minutes and comes back and writes for another hour. Like and you totally surprised us with that interview too, because you're like, hey guys, da, 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 da. And then we got done with like a sprint. And you're like, oh, by the way, here's this like really good author who does rapid release. I thought we could interview her for 45 minutes. And I remember sitting there like, this is Lisa's stream. I never know what's happening here.
That's true. I haven't had any big surprises for you guys lately. I better step up my game. Yeah. All right. So okay, so you're gonna release 6 of those books. So that's good. What else are you going to do, Sky?
I mean, that's pretty much my plan right now. It'll probably change.
All right. That's
Always
good.
does.
She's writing it in pencil, not pen. I get you.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
One of the reasons I don't use a planner, I don't need a paper trail of my crazy sitting around. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
You know what? They're going to put that in the museum after you're dead, honey. So you keep a paper trail that crazy.
Oh my goodness. What are they going to think when they see my stuff? Like, it's like, is this a science journal? Like, who's the subject that this person's recording on? Let's see. But we're cray-cray. We're the writers, and that means that we can have the cray.
Right? That's exactly
I'm just saying, you know, my Google search history is probably very colorful.
So M.M. Ward had a really good comment about Goodreads.
Oh, that one.
There we go. So that's actually one of my goals this year, is to work more on Goodreads. If you are finding people to be really toxic on Goodreads, then get rid of those people. It can be a really supportive place or a really awful place, like much of social media. And one thing that has been really effective for me is to like really be conscious of who I'm friending, so that I know that these are people who, not just people who read every single thing, but people who actually really, really love the kind of books that I write and the kind of books that I read. And I think once I've started to pare down that community and really try to expand on that core group of people, it's been I'm doing more of that this year. I have a whole Goodreads strategy this year. So that's one of my things. Here's what I'm doing. Ready? Bring it up the planner. Okay. So I'm going to finish my book. I'm going to finish the first 5 chapters and be ready for submission by February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. I'm going to build my Goodreads presence. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of like 3,300 friends, and my goal is to have 5,000 at the end of the year. But not just any friends, good friends.
Good friends.
Good friends. Friends who are my people. So no just willy-nilly, hey, let's be friends off the street, but actually like good friends that you connect with on books. Okay, so this. No, I sometimes take on freelance work, and I have a tendency to overwork my contract, right? I give more than right? Carol's making that face. I'm not doing that this year. I
didn't say nothing.
No, but I do that. Because on one hand, like, I'm a person who always wants to over deliver. On the other hand, if you do that consistently, you're essentially giving your time away for free, and I don't have enough time to do that. So I'm not doing that. I am going to work on my book bub this year. And the reason that I've made that a focus is because I have all these books, but I never do book bub deals because most of my books are traditionally published. And they sometimes will do them, but for my books, for whatever reason, they haven't. And so, so I'm going to be working on that this year. My website is getting a makeover. And I'm going to, I'm spending more time investing in my newsletter. I already have a pretty tight newsletter, but I really want to grow that this year. And I used to be a lot better about really sending out every single month. And I'm mostly doing that now, but I need to get a little tighter on that.
Yeah,
So my publishing goals. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I know my last one hasn't come out yet, but part of the reason it hasn't come out is because we're talking about goals. And so I'm not going to lie, I had to go over and look at this thing. I'd be like, what were my goals again? I had a meeting with Amy, and Amy is like a great person to work with because she stays with it until the very end. And so when we were having the meeting, I was like, Amy, I am still in holiday mode, so like I need you to like dial it back just a little bit.
I know. I told when she sent me because I'm going to be working with her on my website, and she sent me a message and saying like, hey, I just want you to know I'm thinking about all your stuff, and I'm going to have all this. And I was like, no, I will not be working until next year. You do not need to don't rush on my account. I'm not even thinking about this until after January. So
yeah. So I have to do my newsletter again, and what I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing for 2021 is once a quarter I would send a short story out with the newsletter. So I was actually editing it. I was editing it last week because I got the edits back from the editor. So that's in there, and then I just have to finish writing it. And normally I'm really good about being like, okay, it's time to go back to work, right? I'm always like that. And like this week it's been kind of like, all right, I can do it later.
You have a lot going on though, like a move. Like you think, oh, I'm just putting my stuff in boxes and I'm very organized, so I'll get that. But it sucks so much out of you emotionally to move all your stuff. And especially for someone like you who thrives on structure and routine, that's a lot of crazy that you're going to have for a little while.
Yeah, Mr. Brown and I have a standing, we call it the Accords. We call it the Accords of like 2016. Because in 2016, that's when we realized that when we go to the grocery store, when we were both hungry, we'd be like, right? We would do that to each other. So it's like the Accords. When we are hungry, we go into the grocery store, we can't be angry at each other. So like, I think it was this morning, he was like, we have to do the Accords. And I was like, when? He's like, for the next 2 weeks.
Yes. He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
No.
Yeah, and I actually was in the storage room, my least favorite place to go into. I was in there throwing out my stuff, and I'll tell you what, I was going through some of my teacher stuff in there, and one of the things they teach you to do as a teacher is to hoard. So all my teaching stuff was like in like this closet, and I was like, my first thought was like, I might need this later. I was like, when in the world am I going to need an algebra bingo board again? Like when? Never. It's got to go.
Somebody else is going to use that. Just pass that along. It's good.
Yeah. So
you don't need it. You don't need it anymore.
Yeah. So I cleaned out the closet and threw out a whole bunch of stuff. And like, I didn't even pack the whole box. It was really just me like shoving stuff into like the bag. So let's see. During the new season of Cobra Kai, I jumped up and latched onto the villain's motive. And it was like, that's a great motivation for my character, and had to rewind because I missed the rest. Anyone else?
Well, first of all, when you say the words Cobra Kai, you have to say Cobra Kai like that. That's right. I love that. And wait, they haven't released the new season, right? Are you talking about season 2 or the brand new season that's coming? Is that
the question for Sia? I don't know.
I know. I'm very excited. I'm a fan of Cobra Kai.
Let's see. And then I have to make a list of people I will not beta trade with again. I have to say no to 4 who already sent in their next book after they begged off returning my beta read request multiple times. That's a feel right there. Mm-hmm. Getting beta readers is hard.
I'm a bad beta reader.
I feel bad. Like if you want me to beta read your stuff, like we have to sit on something like this and trade the pages then. Like that's the only way I can do it, because between all the other stuff that I'm reading and reviewing and planning and all that other stuff, when it's like, hey, did you beta read my thing? And I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will beta read your stuff, Carol Brand.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. The Horror Geek just said season 3 is out already. He thinks it was either yesterday or the day before.
He's got you. I'm glad he's
here. He does. So his office is right next to mine, which is the weirdest setup ever, but I sort of love it. But often when I'm doing live streams, he can hear what I'm saying. And so, he's often texting me like the answer. I go, I wonder who the third whatever, blah, 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 in Star Wars was. And he will be like, with an answer. So I do have one other thing that I did not put down as my on my goals that I have as a goal this year, but I had already started doing it and I love it a ton. And that is that the Horror Geek films his videos on Sunday mornings at like 10 o'clock. And so it is a great time for me to be quiet in my office while he's filming. And so I have taken to either watching like craft webinars or author marketing webinars or reading craft books that time, like where every Sunday for like an hour, hour and a half, I'm doing something that's going to forward my career as an author. And I really enjoy that sort of quiet time and learning and I look forward to it every week. It's kind of cool. But I didn't put it on my big goal thing. I think because I'd already started it and it's such a habit. Like I started it maybe a month and a half ago. And I love it so much, it's not something I need to remind myself to do. I have it in my calendar, but I don't need to like really focus like I want to get this done. You know, the other thing I did was I turned my office door into a Kanban board. I know I noticed that, Sky.
Now I say that, and this hasn't been updated. This is all the stuff still from Q4 of 2020. I haven't updated it yet. Just saying.
That's why I put my Kanban board in here. I put it in here.
Oh,
I love that idea.
That is a great idea. Well, I really love that. Maybe I'll do that in my little planner. Maybe I'll do that because I know I have a space like right here for every month that I could be totally doing that for the months thing. I put my year goals on. So I was also very happy the way that my door is. I was very happy that I have a lot of stuff that's in progress and not a lot of stuff at the top on my to-do part. I have a lot in the doing section. And so far, you know, we're only 3 days in, nothing in the done yet. But I'm getting there.
Let's see. I actually have some stuff in the... Okay, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, hold on. Some of the stuff needs to be moved over.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. So like... Okay, so fine print can get moved over into the in progress section because I am in progress of it. And then where's my tin of brownies? Oh, I was supposed to be done writing tin of brownies by now. No writing got done in the month of December. Like none.
Same.
Yeah,
lots of planning.
Yeah.
So
my headphone keeps popping out.
And I had to add another novella on here to start working on, which is Nobody Will Be Surprised. It's the one that Tamara doesn't want. It's Sparks Flying, the robot erotica.
Robo-erotica. That's robo-erotica.
Robo-erotica.
Yeah.
I love that.
For those of you who weren't here on like my birthday 1K celebration stream, at some point we started talking about robot erotica, and then Tamara was so fed up with it. I was like, you know, I should just write this. And she's like, don't you dare.
It was like a running joke for the entire stream. Robot erotica jokes. Which was hilarious.
Which I felt kind of bad about because there's like another group that I'm part of, and somebody was like sent my stream to like the group going like, hey, she's live, let's go support them. It's a bunch of like macho kind of like dudes, right? And so they were like, what did we just walk into? I was like, I appreciate you being here. It was very kind of you. I understand if you don't want to stay.
No, they were down with it. They were down, I think. It was one of the most entertaining streams ever. For sure.
I had to. That's your single comment.
I like it.
Wildly entertaining, I will tell you.
I also had to go buy like some books for research because obviously this is, you know, if you're going to write a genre, you have to write a genre.
Woo! I love to see it when you take those off on your taxes.
I know, right?
The IRS is like, how? What? Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. What I really like though, actually, is because like the person who kind of like specializes in it the most, all of her proceeds that she gets for her books go to like charity, and I was like, well, there's a kind soul.
Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, that works, I guess. And then you have to explain to someone where you earn the money for to donate to charity.
Yeah, I know.
They
Right?
never, I can tell you as a person who's donated to charity, many different charities, they don't care where the money comes from.
They're like, you
They
gave us the
don't.
money, thanks.
Thank you very much. Here's your
They
thank
don't.
you
Like,
note and
people
your
who are
gift
like,
bag.
you donated to charity.
Right.
What charities did you donate to, and how did you earn the money to donate there? Well, I write robotic erotica, and that's what I donate to.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here.
What have you walked into? I know you're wondering. There you
Yeah,
go.
but that was my
Right.
goal for like the end of 2020. I was like, find a name for this this thing I'm gonna make. And I'm terrible with names, as you all know. And at some point, I was talking to Mr. Brown. He's like, you should just call it Sparks Flying. I was like, oh.
I love that. That's so good. It's so good on so many levels. It is. It's fantastic.
All I can imagine is steampunk robots and feather boas.
Right?
I love it.
I don't generally I'm I would watch the Westworld of that. I would read. If you write it, I'll read it, Carrow.
Yeah, and what I found out after I was researching, I was like, wait, I've read this genre before. Like, not the erotica part, but like the robot, like android romance thing. And I was like, and then I was going like through my Kindle collection going like, holy shit. My Kindle's like nothing but like a whole bunch of like romance books. It really is.
Love that.
Like when I was talking to like my dad's girlfriend, we were comparing like romance novels, and so I pulled up my Kindle and I was like, I think there's one in here that we can like, see if you like. I'm sitting here scrolling through it. She's like, how many do you have? I was like, I don't have a problem, okay?
Oh Jesus.
You do win. Thank you. Oh my God, CO. Sparks Fly 2. Rusty download.
CO Savvy, I heart you so much.
I'm not saying I'm writing that down, but I am. Because I'm going to forget, okay? You know I am.
I love it. I'm going to be laughing about that for like the next 7 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm very... I have misplaced my live stream stickers. I don't know what I did with them. They're all in a little magical bag, and I don't know what I did with them.
I saw you hold them up earlier, but then they disappeared, and I haven't seen them since.
I know. I don't know what I did. They're here. I have many bags.
They're packed away. I have the stickers. They're packed away.
My stickers are all on the shelf.
Whoa. No stickers for me. Ah.
So that reminds me, Carrow, I have stuff to send you. Should I wait until after you move, or should I send it now?
Just wait. Just wait. Yeah.
All right, that's what I'll do.
Because you know what's going to happen is I'm going to be like in this new place, wherever it's going to end up being, and I'm going to be like, I need shop therapy. Like, somebody send me something. I need stickers. I need something. And they'll be like, I'm too poor to go to Amazon right now.
I have a collection of stuff that I'm sending to you. I was going to send you, I was going to send you a little holiday gift, and then you said, oh, not till the 28th, and then I'm thinking same thing, you're moving, and so I thought, hey, I'll send it. I was wondering, so thank you, Sky, for asking if I should send to the new house or the old place. And but I have, so this is funny that you say that, because I am not a coffee drinker, and I have been saving all my coffee stickers for you. I have a lot too. I have a lot of coffee. That's very, like, there's a lot of coffee action with all sticker groups. So I have a lot of coffee stickers. But also, here's something that's really funny. So I get every other week a Misfit Market box. Have you guys ever heard of this thing?
I have. I want one, but I haven't got it yet.
Oh my God, it's the greatest. Okay, so here's what happens. So there's a huge amount of food in the United States that is thrown away because it's too small, it's shaped weird, it's too big. And And this company, Misfit Market, sends you like a big box for like $22. You get a massive size box of organic produce. And I get my box every other week. You can get them sent to you every week. But they also have like what they call these little market picks, other organic foods. And it's like $22 for a giant box of produce. And we get tomatoes and grapes and mangoes and avocados. And you get to pick the stuff that you want. Like they'll say, pick 6 of this category and pick 3 of this. We got a navel orange that I swear to God was like this big. It was like bigger than a grapefruit. It's huge. But they would never put it in the store because it doesn't match all the other oranges, right?
Right.
Was delicious, by the way, and pineapples and all kinds of stuff. So they usually are they're really organized. I love the site. It's super easy to use. Their customer service is great. But my last box was weird. I was supposed to have all this fruit coming, like kiwis and mini cucumbers, not that that's a fruit, blackberries and a bunch of stuff. And I ended up with a box with a bunch of other stuff, potatoes and celery and things I didn't order, and a big bag of organic coffee, which I do not drink. And I thought, ooh, I should put this in Carrow's box when I send her. So if you like, I will send you a bag of organic coffee.
That would be great. I would appreciate that.
Okay. That was a very long story to say, hey, I got some organic coffee. Would you like me to send it? But I swear, if you are and the great thing, my whole family gets all excited about the box coming. It comes, we open it up like it's Christmas because they also throw some stuff in there that you don't know is coming, and it's awesome.
That's cool. That sounds really cool. Oh, I miss the monthly boxes. I used to get like that monthly anime box, and then I was like, no, I have to stop this because you get one cool thing in the box, and the rest of it's like, what am I doing with this?
Yeah.
Like the best thing I got in the anime box was actually a Sailor Moon bottle opener. I was like, this is the best thing ever because I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan. I'm all about, fighting evil by moonlight and winning love by daylight, right? Power of friendship saves everything. Okay. Absolutely love it. And so when I saw that there was a bottle opener with the main character's weapon, I was like, oh, by power of the moon, I open up the cider. Ah!
What are you doing, Papa?
Oh, good gracious.
I've seen like all the adaptations of it too. I saw the cartoon, I read the manga, I saw the Sailor Moon on Ice. There was a play that I saw in Japan. During Golden Week when they were having the parades, like somebody said that the sumo wrestlers were going to have Sailor Moon with them, and I was like, that's interesting. So I went to go see, and sure enough, on like the front flap of their loincloth, there she was while they were walking around and doing the brah, brah. And I was like, that's
really
cool. Yes. So
that's awesome.
I may have an Achilles heel for Sailor Moon. You've all learned my weakness now.
Mm-hmm.
Expose it appropriately along with tacos.
Now we know. Sailor Moon and tacos.
Yeah. Kristen, that's why I had to stop book subscriptions. I'm in very few fandoms. Yeah.
Same. I'm a part of a subscription now called Dungeon in a Box, which is basically they send you a monthly D&D one-shot, and it's kind of awesome. I like it. I haven't used any of them yet. I'm going on the second year, but I like them, and I like reading through them, and someday I will use them. Probably with the kids.
Wow.
All I can think is puppy right now.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I love puppies. Hold on. Puppy! Yeah, puppy.
So sweet.
Look at you.
What kind of
puppy? Hello. You can't see me.
Oh, she's getting a beard. She's getting a beard.
Aww. What kind of dog is she?
Some kind of terrier mix. We don't know. Long story short, my mom showed her pictures of me because she thought she was one of my favorite breeds, which are pit bulls. And I was like, she looks more like a boxer with that head of hers. And now she's like the same size almost as the rat terrier. And she's 6 months old now. We don't think she's going to get much bigger, if at all. So we're like, I don't think that's what she is at all. So, who knows? She's something.
You'll find out.
She's adorable. That's really sweet. What a sweet puppy.
All the puppy love's coming in. I want to subscribe to Scribbler. Is anybody subscribed to Scribbler at all? I am not.
I don't. What is that?
Oh, okay. Hold on, Internet. Good thing I've got some Google Full skills. Let's see.
Isn't that the one that combines with Scrivener, or am I thinking something else?
I don't know because let me see. Subscription box for writers. So what's in the box? Teaching tools from best-selling authors, live chats with literary agents and editors, curated writing gifts, autographed novels, and delivered to your front door.
Ooh, cool.
It seems very interesting. I'm just going to put it in here for anybody else that wants to look at it.
It was not what I was thinking of.
So, and then I'll put it in the private chat too, because we can't copy and paste from the main comments here in StreamYard.
Hey there, future bestseller. That's what I say. All right.
Let's see. I want to be better about Patreon this year. My 2 subscribers were very neglected. I keep thinking about doing a Patreon, and I'm kind of like, no, I just don't have it in me. I was contemplating doing like a tarot card service, but then I was kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen when I move to Florida, and I don't want to make plans for myself that I can't actually. So if I end up doing it, it will be like a bonus, kind of like the short story I got published last year. Like, it wasn't on the agenda, but it happened. So let's see. I love Sailor Moon. Yeah. Love it.
My sister was more into Sailor Moon than I was, but I still like it.
That new one that they had, the revamp that they did, that's so freaking pretty. I was just like, I saw like the trailer for it, and and of course they weren't going to release it here in America. So the first thing I went to Mr. Brown, I was like, I want it. I don't know how you're going to get it for me, but I
must have it.
My girls love Sailor Moon, and now they're obsessed with Demon Slayer and Inuyasha. Inuyasha is really good. I'm not gonna lie, like they just came out with the sequel to Inuyasha, and it makes me like kind of head twitch. And the reason it makes me head twitch is because so all of like the big like major animes that do really well, right? So you got like Dragon Ball Z, you've got like Naruto, and then Inuyasha, right? Like those are those are considered occult classics. And so after a while, they're like, we should do a sequel to this, and they're like, okay, cool. And they all have one thing in common: absent parents.
Like every Disney movie for kids.
Yeah, the parents are just gone, right? So like you've got like in the Inuyasha, you've got these kids, and you can tell when you see the kids, I know exactly who your parents are, especially if you watch like the major series. Like those are your parents. Totally your parents. Where are your parents? Why are they not here? Why are you living in the wild? I don't understand. Oh, we're never gonna see it. Okay, I'm out. Bye. And yeah, because Naruto did that too. Only his absent parent thing was like, I'm a workaholic and I have to take care of the village, and the kids are acting up because dad doesn't love them. And I'm like, I hate those. I really hate the neglected absent parent trope. So, what are you saying? I am now jobless because the company I tutor for is getting rid of all the tutoring section on the site. So, I'm sorry. I will pray for you for what good that does. Pray. Okay. Anyway. Hey, Heather, how are you? I was just going to do some planning, but I was also online watching something and saw you guys were doing this. Off to get a planner. Cool. We have another half hour of doing planning stuff, so we can do it together. So anyway, that was my rant about sequels to really good things that...
All right. I'm going to take these out of my ears for 2 seconds because I fear that my live stream stickers must have fallen on the floor and I don't see them, so I need to track them down. So give me 2 seconds because that's where I am in my planner.
Okay.
I must have those stickers. All right.
Find them.
I will. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay, and then in Demon Slayer, parents are murdered. Cool. No parents. Just no one gets parents.
I'll be right back. I gotta run to the restroom. Bladder says we've had enough wine.
Yeah. Let's see, Mr. Brown, 10 years from now, Carrow will just grunt, and he'll be able to deduce I want it and know exactly what she wants, whether it's tacos, lemon heads, Twizzlers, etc. You're not wrong. You're really not. We're kind of already semi at that stage because it's like at the look stage where I'll just kind of look at him and he'd be like, are you hungry? I'm like, yeah. So, let's see. When the little sister is bitten, but the demons are more like demons crossed with vampires. Oh, you know what? I think I saw an AMV about that. And the demon head looks a lot like Michael Jackson. No, another half hour. Heather. Okay, please do pray. If I do not qualify for government help because of freelancer, yay! Okay, I will pray. Praying. We're on it. We got you. Did you find them? Yay!
Yay!
Happy ending to the story.
I knew I had them at the beginning of the stream, and of course they are always with the rest of my little stickers, but for whatever reason they just disappeared. It's because they fell off the edge of my desk.
Oh, that's not good.
And they were hiding on the floor. So
I just keep thinking about the move right now. Like we're driving over there. I don't know if we told you guys that we're driving to Florida because of my fur babies. I'm not putting them on a plane because flying air animals is already really expensive, and then you've got my two like anxious babies. That's just not going to go. So, which reminds me, I have to. Oh wait, hold on. So tomorrow I have to call the vet. I should probably put that in my planner.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All I heard was probably called the vet. Everything's okay though.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because we're gonna drive to Florida, so I have to call the vet and be like, "Hey,
doggy Valium."
Yeah, can I have like the thing that makes them go to sleep? Pasme already knew I was gonna call the vet. She wrote it in there.
Oh, go past Carrow.
Don't you love that? You don't remember doing things, but your sort of natural organizing principles just kick in. This happens to me sometimes when I, like, after a move, when you're like, oh my gosh, we've just moved and I don't know where I put my blank. And you think, where should it be? And you look in the closet where you should put it, and there it is. Mm-hmm. And you have no recollection of putting it in there, but organized past you was like, oh, well, this belongs in the hall closet.
Yeah. Boozy planner. Yeah,
can I tell you? Oh, go ahead.
No,
well,
you do.
I was just going to say, can I tell you how much? So I was telling you guys the other day that I Marie Kondo'd my my pantry, which had sort of gone off the rails in the last couple of months, and it looks so pretty. And now I walk by and I open the doors and I go, it looks so beautiful.
I love the organization in my life, but I don't have
the horror geek. Like I kept in the beginning, I was like, "Come look at the pantry with me," and he's like, "One time, that's it." But that's true love. That is true love. Someone who will go look at the pantry with you because it's organized. That's a person.
You're like, I did this. I did it. I did this.
I was so proud. I just feel like I need everything to be more calm and peaceful and organized, because in the beginning of this, we did not know it was going to last so long. And so stuff that I would normally maintain kind of went off the rails this year.
I feel that. I know, like I said, I was going to do like that Millwordy thing. And so here's what's happening so far with Millwordy. The first month I knock it out of the park. I get like 90,000 words in a month on whatever I'm working on. And then the next month I'm like, I'm not doing anything, except the bare minimum. And then, the following month will come over and I'll be like, I got to work really hard. I got to make progress. And I'll knock it out of the water again. The following month, I ain't doing nothing.
Oh.
Don't tell me that. I'm trying to Millwordy this year.
I did do a lot of I did actually do a lot of editing because I got fine print back, so I was going through those edits. And all my creative writing was actually going towards like a guilty pleasure thing I like to do in my free time. And at one point I was like, no, because Millwordy means all words matter. So I'm counting these words too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
So you didn't know you'd be driving from Arizona to Florida. That's roughly 31 hours. Moving is already anxious-inducing. Adding that in the middle of the pandemic, sending prayers and good vibes, Care Bear. Thanks. Appreciate it. We're, Mr. Brown and I, we're actually talking about it because we're like, we could probably make that drive really quick if we both just like take turns driving. I was like, I'd rather take turns driving and get it over with and like, go through it for like 3 days.
Yeah. That's a long drive, though. Like Texas lasts 7 years. That's a known fact.
It is the state to drive through for sure. Yeah,
it is. It's off. It's an awful state to drive through because it's a big state, and you feel like with the smaller states, you feel like you're making progress, right? But Texas is like 7 days and you're still in Texas.
So chaos is chaos. Control what you can. Yes, yes. My mister created a very organized pantry in 2020. She shows it off, and I love it. Very nice.
See? That's nice.
Then M. Ward says that she is editing for Millwordy. Yeah, I'm including all of that. I actually need to update my tracker. Hold on. Look, I can write that down for something to do tomorrow. Update Millwordy.
Ooh,
I just finished
ew.
updating my tracker for all of 2021. I am so proud of myself. I did that right before the stream started.
Yes. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I almost actually brought this planner with me like to Florida when I was visiting my family. And I stopped myself because I was like, if I bring this planner, like what's going to happen is I'm already antisocial as it is, right? So I'll use this as the reason to like not go near anybody. So I was like, I'm going to leave it here. I'll bring the laptop to do the writing that I need to do. And then that's going to be it. So, and I think that was the smartest thing to do. But at the same time, it also got me like really out of the habit of, waking up, checking the planner, living my day, and then the half hour before bed where I go through the planner again, that's like really thrown me off. Like I think when I went to bed last night, I was like, no, I need to sit down and do the planner thing that I need to do for a half hour. And like even then when I was literally struggling doing it because I was just not used to doing it.
Yeah. Well, the good news is once you get back, into the habit a little bit of doing that, it does, especially for you, I'd imagine it will come back really quickly because it's been such a big part of your existence for a long time.
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't a pandemic, I would say that you could take a nice road trip out of it and visit places you haven't seen before. Yeah, I could. Or I could just drive to Florida. Let's see. My cousin drove.
Oh, go ahead.
My cousin drove from California to Ohio to relocate. Took 3 days. It's a long trip.
It is a long trip.
Yeah.
I am not a road trip kind of person. I'm an airplane hotel kind of person.
See, I don't do airplanes, so
no.
I don't want to do airplanes again. Not after that last plane that I got off on. Like,
I
think I've kind of like sprinkled the story like in different places, but like, so on the way to Florida was probably my most interesting air experience ever. I mean, on top of the pandemic and having to stay 6 feet from each other, we all pretty much had like sticks basically saying, don't touch me. Right. Okay. Which didn't make a lot of sense to me because when you get on the plane, there's not every other seating going on. So I was like, what was the big show in the airport for if we're all going to get crammed together in the aircraft? Right. But what made it more interesting is on the way there was a woman who was very brazen towards like me and my spouse. And I was like, you're a very interesting person. And in typical Carrow would probably have done something, but I'm in the airport and you don't cause a scene in the airport, right? So I'm like, Grand Barrett, get on the plane. I only have to like be in this person's presence for like a short period of time. And then I get off the plane and we're going through the airport in Texas, and all of a sudden, like somewhere like in front of me, I hear 6 feet, you fucking whores. And I was like, who is that? And there she is having a fight in the women's bathroom, and like it's a full out scream fest. And I'm kind of like, wow, I really don't want to work security in this airport.
No, or any airport right now because people are crazy. Right now. I mean, people are always a little nutty, but it feels worse than usual. I'm glad.
I wish I could have made that. Go on.
No, you go.
Oh, I was gonna say I wish I could have made that story up, but like, no, it happened.
Well, I'm glad that you showed restraint and did not end up being on the other end of that scream fest lady.
Yeah, me too. On the way back, I think I've told a couple people this, but I was practically sitting next to somebody in a spacesuit who didn't want to, like, she was up against the wall, like, didn't want to come near me or anything. And I was like, I feel so bad for you. This is going to be the most uncomfortable 2 hours of your life.
I know. That's how I would be, though, because I have autoimmune. Horror Geek has autoimmune. We have 3 people in my family. And so I'm even still now, like, when I'm going to pick up Chipotle, which is what I did for dinner tonight, I have like double masks. So, like I'm taking it, I order it and it's by the little cart by the door. I've got like gloves on and the double masks, and for my 3 seconds in and out of Chipotle. So I imagine if I had to fly somewhere right now, I would be completely freaked out. So on behalf of panicky people everywhere, Carrow. I would just like to thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome. Let's see, Southworth. I had to mini plane end up in the wrong airport and stranded. I'd rather drive and take my time even before the pandemic. I haven't had like a lot of bad flying experiences. I have had a couple where they're kind of like, yeah, we overbooked the plane, and so I usually am one of the people. It's like, this is where I'm heading. When's the next time you can get me there? And if they can't get you there in 24 hours, they usually just tell you to get on the plane. So otherwise, you get a fancy hotel in first class, which is why I do that. So
and sometimes some money, yeah.
Like, are you a frequent flyer? Like, not that frequent. Give me the hotel. Let's see. I'm Afraid of Heights. Plus, when the song "Ironic" by Alison Mortez, I probably butchered that name too, came out all those many years ago, it made me even more nervous about ever flying. I don't, flying's really changed since I first started flying as a kid. And I don't want to think it's because I got bigger and the seats got smaller, but I do remember that there used to be more room in the aircraft for you to get around and move things. Now they just really kind of pack you in there like sardines.
Yeah. So. They do make them smaller and smaller and smaller. It's not just that we're getting bigger.
Mm.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. I'm on the smaller side. And like, I always feel sorry for tall people. I mean, I'm 5'7". I should say I'm small. I'm 5'7", but I'm not like so tall that it's super uncomfortable for me to sit in an airline seat. But not that I love sitting like in a middle seat, but it's not. I'm generally fine. But you travel with anyone who's tall or big. And there's no room to move around. And I've certainly been in that middle seat where you have two people on either side of you, and they're not, they can't help. Their bodies are bigger than the seats, and where are you gonna go? It's Yeah,
Mr. Brown's kind of like got like that broad Viking build thing, and so I feel bad when he has to sit because he's literally leaning into my seat because he doesn't want to lean into the other person's seat. So it's like one of those, like, I love you, and we're going to just spend some quality time here on the airplane together. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, yeah, same thing with the horror geek. He's a big power lifter. Big Viking is a good way to describe that. And, yeah, I can't even fathom. There's no way you could get him in a middle seat. He just would not fit. His shoulders would not fit. They take up two seats by themselves.
All of that I could handle. My problem is that I'm one of those people, my ears don't want to pop, and when they finally do, it's painful.
Oh, no.
So, like, I haven't been on a plane in 10 years because of that, and I don't want to. I'm good.
Oh.
Yeah, that cabin pressure's rough.
Yeah.
Eva, I flew alone as an adult only once more than a decade and a half ago and had a great time flying with another human being I know. No, thank you. Yeah.
I do love to travel. I don't generally mind it, but not now.
I drive everywhere.
I hate road trips, so like I hate to be in a car for long. If it's going to be more than 2 hours, I'm going to want to take a plane. I just
everyone was really surprised with me 3 years ago now in 2018. I went from North Carolina to Vegas, and I drove the entire way by myself.
What?
And I was like perfectly fine. I actually had a worse time coming back than I did going there. And it wasn't even because I was tired. It was just because of the fact that I was like, okay, I'm tired of being alone. I would like someone to talk to.
I can see that.
My family, we drive everywhere all the time. Like in England, to get from like Cambridgeshire over to Andover, that was a 4-hour drive. So we were used to like the long hauls. And then when I would stay with my grandparents, my grandfather is he's a retired trucker. So if we had to go somewhere, he would drive, and it would take like a day and a half. But so yeah, the car ride thing doesn't bother me. I guess the reason I prefer the car ride is just because then I'm not sardined into an airplane with people I don't know. So that's me.
Valid point.
So do you guys ever plan your months out at all? Or do you do it by week by week?
I always have like priorities for the month. So it's the same. I don't remember who was talking about it earlier. MM Ward, maybe. I don't. So I'll have like the big goals for the years, and then I'll assign those goals, whether they're ongoing months, and then I break down the months week by week.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. So yes is the answer to your question.
Okay. I was just like,
you?
I try to. I think what I'm trying to do, again, trying to figure out systems that work for us. I think what I'm trying to do is just give myself 6 things I need to get done a day. And then I can plan that on the weekly version. Like, you know, for example, today was write some words. Definitely did not happen today. Zara stream. There was an event I had to go to. There's this stream. There's planned out next week. I'm doing that right now, so I'm going to check that off. You know, it's just...
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it only gives me like 6 things that I can do, because that stops me from like overloading my Mondays, because I'm really bad about that. I'm like, I'll just do everything on Monday. And then Tuesday comes, I'm like, don't talk to me. Don't ask me any questions.
That has been something that I have, that's something I struggled with in 2020, that I would really overload my Mondays. And so now I'm trying to sort of spread things out so that I'm not just back to back to back to back on Monday and burning myself out.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got some more road trip talk. Kristen says I do months with school. Miss Barbara says she does months and weeks.
Good.
And then Mort says I plan weeks, months, and quarterly.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And then Sia says, living in a twin island, I have flown on planes so often it's like taking a taxi. But we use the boat nowadays so we can carry our cars over there and not have to rent any. That's smart.
That's nice. Very smart.
Yeah. Let's see. I would rather take the train for days than fly. It's about the same as I am right now. And now I have had a stroke. I can say no more planes, doctor's orders. It's nice when the doctors are in your favor on that. Hey, Novel Nana. How you doing? Thanks for coming and popping in and hanging out with us. Yeah. So,
with my projects, like the ones I'm working on as far as writing goes, I will plan those all out for all year pretty much. Like I know which ones I would like to work on this year. But they're also very flexible, and that's pretty much the only thing I really plan, because I have kids and they know how to fuck up my day.
So you have to have more movable goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on the 12th, I'm not writing anything down because I'm going to be driving. So the drive on the 12th, drive on the 13th, and drive on the 14th. Nothing will get done, and it will be splendid.
That'll be nice. It's good to have your brain just have like a little break.
I've had a break for like all of December. I didn't get jack done.
I didn't either, but it was intentional, and I'm very glad I did it because I feel very well rested and excited to get to move forward. And my main goal for this week coming up is just that I want to write every day for 5 days in a row. That's it. I have small word count goals, but I just need to get back into the habit of writing every single day, because I have been so scattershot where I write a lot and then I don't for a couple days and then I write again, and it takes me so much more time to ramp up than if I write every day. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, I like how my planner, I put the stream down for the right time, but in real life I didn't.
I'm so glad I went because I posted it on my Instagram today and posted the link to my Instagram. And then I just clicked the link to make sure it worked. And then it said 7. And I was like, oh, crap. And then I was like, wait, did we talk about 7 o'clock? I thought we talked about 8.
No, I just didn't scroll down far enough on the what time do you want this? Like this time.
Yeah. I just assumed you were correct because I think we both know if there's a question that somebody has written down the answer, I'm pretty sure it's going to be you.
I don't know about that because, like, since I got back, people ask me questions, and I'm kind of like, oh man, I know, like, me from 2 months ago would be able to answer this, but like today, no. Yeah, I think I probably just need to like. I think my brain probably won't like realign itself until we're actually in the house wherever we find this house to be. Because at first I wanted the house to be like really close to Dad, but now that's up in the air too. So I'm just kind of winging my life right now.
Oh, that's hard. So you guys are driving. Are you going to move your stuff too? Are you driving like a big U-Haul cross country?
No, we got a company that basically is going to bring a big shipping container and put it in front of the house, and then we put stuff in it, and then they take it and drive it over. So
that's nice.
JC, Carrow, are you going to do a video of the road trip? Sure. It's I'm gonna condense the 40 whatever hours into like maybe 5 minutes, being like, yep, here's Texas, and it's like now we just skipped 12 hours of driving through Texas. Now here's a different. It's probably gonna take more than 12 hours to drive through Texas, but
I think it will. Texas takes forever. Forever.
Are you doing the stream calendar? I am not doing the stream calendar. I have retired from that, and the reason I retired from that is because certain eccentric individuals were basically saying I was using it to control and tell people what to do, and I just don't have enough time for that. So somebody volunteered to take it over, and I was kind of like, good for you. So no, I am not maintaining that anymore. This is why we don't have nice things.
I cannot believe that you have organized that where you just have people tell you when their streams are. In fact, couldn't we just put it on ourselves, as I recall? I think you can, right?
The only reason I didn't leave it open to edit is, I'm not going to lie, there were definitely like some really interesting people in the community at the time. And I knew that if they got into the spreadsheet, they were going to really screw with it. And I didn't want to deal with it. Yeah, I was like, I would rather do the extra work and be like the point of contact on it and go ahead and just move stuff around and just deal with it that way, rather than let somebody come in and basically screw it over for everybody.
I could not remember because I haven't changed. I don't think I've changed my stream time since we started. But I have to say, I always really appreciated it because that was how I found out when all the other streams were happening. That's how I met a ton of people. And also how I realized initially that I was stepping on Tamara's toes. And I felt really bad about that. But then you guys were like, no, it's fine to overlap by a half hour. No big deal.
Yeah, because like in the very beginning, in the early stages of AuthorTube streams, it was just me and like 5 other people. Like Sky was one of the 5 people, right?
Oh,
we're
wow.
like, yeah. And we would coordinate too. It'd be like, hey, I got something going on Tuesday. Do you think you can cover for me? I'd be like, yeah, man, I'll come and cover for you. Don't worry about it. I'm here for you. And then I think it was 2019, NaNoWriMo exploded, streamed freaking everywhere, like just all over the place. And that's when I started the spreadsheet, because I was like, there are so many of us. Hey guys, let me make a spreadsheet. And so we would all be like, I'm streaming this time and that time and da 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 da. And then they were like, when Nano finished, they were like, would you still keep doing this? And I was like, sure, why not? I'm here to help out. And then that exploded even more. And then it was exciting. Anyway, there used to only be 5 of us. Now there's like 70.
Yeah, there are a lot. There are a lot of streams.
The first ones I remember, Sarah had one. She's, as far as I know, hers has never moved. Hers has always been Friday nights. And then Tamara was alternating with another author who writes about Yakuza named Amy. They did one where they were alternating who would host it. And those were the first 2 I remember ever going to. And I don't even remember what day they were doing theirs. And I started mine shortly after discovering theirs. And then I stopped because I have too many internet problems to host 90% of the time. So I'm just like, I will do it if you need me to. If you guys want to do like a 10K day, I will host. but I can't provide a like regular stream in my opinion. At least not right now.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to until I get situated, and we'll figure out what that looks like. Co, do your new dog or do your new neighbors have dogs? I'm not sure who my neighbors are right now. I haven't. So when you buy a house, it's called wet signing. I haven't wet signed anything. And so until you wet sign your mortgage, you can't assume that you have it. So I may end up getting there and then find out that like I don't have the house and have to go somewhere else. So, woo!
That would suck.
Yay.
The unknown.
When will you find that out? When are you actually supposed to be closing on the house?
Well, if we get this house that I'm hoping to get, we're supposed to close on it on. I wrote it in my planner. Look at me go. Yeah, we're supposed to close on the 18th.
Okay.
So that's assuming that all repairs and stuff are done on time. So, but if not, we'll see. In worst case, I might have to I don't know, be in an Airbnb longer. I don't know. But if we do get that house here, there are not a lot of dogs in my area, but I did count at least 12 different cats that walk in front of the house in the course of an hour. So my dogs will definitely have feline companionship to chase around the backyard.
Nope, not to mention they're going to love all the squirrels and
the gators
and all the little baby lizards that are constantly around.
Yeah, we did see those. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are wildly entertaining for the canine types.
Yeah.
My little Odin feels like kind of a badass out on the lanai, chasing down lizards, being all cool.
He's cool. He's getting the lizards.
Keeping us protected from the lizards.
Calendar was cool. It's how I found lots of author streams. Can't seem to find them otherwise. Yeah, we used to do a lot more cross promoting too. It used to be like, hey guys, so and so streaming right after me. Here's a link. Have a nice day. I think I hope want to go back to the friendly vibe that we used to have. I'm not gonna lie. Not saying that everybody doesn't have it, but I feel like there was more of I think because it was small and we'd always promote each other a lot more, that when there became too many people, it was there's too many. I can't. Yeah.
I don't even go to 90% of the live streams anymore. I just can't keep up with them.
It's hard. Yeah, it's so hard. CO 2019 Nanos, how I found all you lovely people, no regrets. I am so happy that you did find us. You are definitely a gem in seriousness.
That's when I started mine. I was just going to do it for Nano, but we had so much fun that that was when I first met Robert, and we had such a good time. And so when the end of November was rolling around, I just asked everybody and they were like, no, let's keep it going. So I'm so glad we did, because that's one of the things that's kept me sane this last year. It's seeing you guys on Wednesdays and hanging out.
Having that routine of guys, help. Lots of streams, but not all our community like you guys. That's so sweet of you to say, Miss Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Miss Barbara.
That's so sweet.
Heather, I remember attending Tamara's stream back 3 years ago. She's been around a little bit longer than that.
She has.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive.
Devin's playlists are amazing. Yeah. Some still do that. I'm glad that they do. Let's see. CO. Carrow and Lisa's live streams are about to be lit with those doggies barking.
Right?
Well, I hope not, because if it all pans out and I get the place that I want, the office is not going to be as close to the front door as this place is. So, because I think you guys have seen the vlog where I pretty much walk out of this room and then I'm straight next to the front door. So yeah, I'm really close to it. But I may have to find some way to get them to not bark as much. I was looking at kind of those little scent collars that put out a little lemon whatever in front of their noses to kind of stop them from barking. I might need to do that.
That's pretty cool. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, even more to found Carrow last year. I am glad that you did find me. Yeah, no, my dad has it with his dog. His dog is so different from my dogs. He's not that I think that his dog doesn't have any personalities, but my dogs have a lot of personality and attitude. So when I see a really mellow dog, I'm are you okay? What's going on, man? But he's a little bit of a barker, and so they got like the little thing. So when he barks and it gets loud enough, it basically puts like this little scent of like lemon in his nose, and it shocks him, and he doesn't do it anymore. Not like actual shock, like it surprises him.
I get what you were saying. No, and I think that's nice. That sounds really humane, to just like, well, it's essentially you're using a dog's squirrel instinct on them by like, look, meat snack. And they go, huh? Like that. Except it's lemon.
Yeah.
Do they like the scent of lemon?
No, not with their sensitive noses. They're not a fan. Let's see. Tamara is the one I found first, too. I don't understand why she doesn't have more subscribers. That is a constant question that several of us have. It's like, she's been around forever. She's like a freaking OG.
She is.
And she's even done streams and videos for like NaNoWriMo and stuff like that. So I'm always perplexed about the fact that I'm like, I don't understand. Like you should at least have like 10,000 followers by now.
Oh, she's great too. I mean, I just can't. I have the same. I think that Tamara's stream was one of the earlier ones that I was on, that I found as well, and it always surprises me she doesn't have more subs.
Mm-hmm. The algorithm is mysterious in its ways. It's so mysterious that every time it updates, I lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then where I found Carrow in 2019 around NaNoWriMo time too. Yeah, I think that's when we're all like, hey guys, let's write together. And then people were like, hey, let's hang out together. And I was like, oh God, socialization.
You're great. You lived. You're fine.
I made friends. I don't know about this friend making thing, guys. This is hard. All right. So it has actually been 2 hours. So it is that time.
Oh, yeah, because otherwise we would be here all night long, and people have things they have to do, especially on a Sunday night. Probably a good idea to finish on time, huh, guys?
Well, we're already going over because it's my fault.
What are you? Oh my gosh, this is the sign of the apocalypse that we know that Carrow is not the real Carrow because we have gone over on time.
Oh,
I know. I wasn't even paying attention at all.
I was just relaxing and having a good time with everybody. My mom called in the middle of Tamara's stream, and now I felt like a total douche by having to leave. I was like, sorry, Mom called, I have to go. But she and I were talking, and she was commenting about my organization skills, and so I was kind of I literally being like, well, this is how I track this, and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, you were never this organized as a child. Like, where's my daughter? And I was like, I didn't know how to break this to you. I'm actually cloned sent by aliens to observe the human species. And she's like, can you still make that peach cobbler? I'm like, yeah, I can. It's like, oh, well, that's all right then.
Good. As long as you still make the peach cobbler, you're okay. I love peach cobbler. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
If we ever meet in person, I will make you some.
I feel certain that we will now that we're going to be state meets, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stretch my back. All right, so let's do outros. Can we start with you, Sky? While I sit here and stretch. If you guys haven't stretched, this is my reminder that you need to do it.
all right.
And if you haven't had anything to drink, this is my reminder that you need to do that.
Tasty beverages are a requirement, except for me.
I finished mine. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
Next time is my time.
That's right.
All right. Thank you for having me. My name is Sky. I write paranormal romance under SD Haggis, and I came here tonight to do planning. And I did pretty pages in my bullet journal.
Ooh,
so
nice.
That's as far as I got because I was working on other stuff first.
All right, Lisa.
Very nice. Because I was not pushing all the buttons, I actually got a lot of planning and organizing done. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much for hosting this week, which is kind of amazing that you took this on this week because you were already very full with your schedule with all the moving and everything that. So thank you very much. And I will host next week. Not next week. Next time.
I was like, wait.
Okay, so normally, for everybody who doesn't know, normally we do the Boozy Planner-O-Rama at the end of the very last Saturday night of the month, right?
Yeah, so you would be doing the 30th.
The 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark it in your planners right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hosting today, Carrow. You are awesome. I'm Lisa Daly, and I'm a traditionally published author of contemporary romance and dating advice books. Interesting combo. And over on my channel, we talk about how to write a book and get it published. There you go. All right. Everybody talks about that.
All right.
How to write a book you're proud of and get it published. There we go.
Yeah. Ooh, I like proud of.
Done.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. Yeah. All right. Well, that leaves me. Hello, my name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I like to write stories about man-eating monsters who find out how to make friends and make love happen. So not necessarily in that order. But anyway, so on my channel is usually the life of Carrow Brown, which can be anything from vlogs to me doing videos. But I don't know what's going to happen this coming month. You'll find out when I find out about my publishing or my video publishing schedule and all the other stuff. I will try to vlog the move for you guys because I know that you guys want to watch me make the long epic adventure across the country. So I will try and do that for you. Man, I really don't have anything coming up. Oh no, I do. Wednesday, I'm doing a double stream. I am doing a stream with Zara Hoffman on her channel. And then as soon as she finishes, I'm jumping straight over to Lisa. And so if I look like I'm kind of dazed when I show up on Lisa's stream, it's not my normal face. I actually am a little tired at that point. So
you'll be great. It'll be good.
It'll be great. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Again, we're going to have the next one on the 30th of this month at 8 p.m. EST. You can find us there. Bring your planners, your paper, your stickers, your liquor, and we'll have a good time then. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. You guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you all again real soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for being